In this video, we're going to be looking at the unboxing of the new HandySCAN 3D Max series. So here we have the HandySCAN Max, and we're going to unbox it for the first time. So in the box straight away I see that we've got a nice little card here, and this just tells us what we need to do to install the software and then how to plug it in. Then the other option is we could go to Creaform's customer center, which is cp.creaform3d.com, and we can sign up to be either a new user, or if you're an existing user, it will come under your account. So here is the HandySCAN Max. So for such a large device, it actually feels so light. It's just easy to maneuver. It just feels very comfortable. I can hold it in many different orientations, but it's just, yeah, such a nice feeling device. It's very ergonomic. Obviously we've got power over here, so we'll be hooking into this and plugging it in. Okay, so we've just got the power adapter, and then we have our power cable here. And this is for Australia and New Zealand, so if you purchase somewhere else in the world, it will come with the right power cord. And we'll just go plug that in. Okay, so this is the power end to the cable, and we'll just put this nearby the laptop. And then next what we do is we grab one of the cables. So it comes with an 8 meter and a 16 meter cable, which is perfect since it's designed for large object 3D scanning. So we'll just unplug that. So this is the end that will go into the actual scanner itself. We'll just unravel it and plug it into the laptop. Okay, so now we can plug it in to the scanner. So if you're looking at the back here, you just need to line up the cable into the back of the scanner, and then make sure the up arrow is upright, and just slot straight in. And then when it's connected, you get a blue light at the back of the scanner. So the next thing we need to do is have a look at the calibration bars. So these are very important when you're scanning a large object. This is what we use for our integrated photogrammetry technology. By using these, the 3D scanner captures them and gives each image or each scan a real-world scale. So that's how we can achieve 15 microns per meter with the new HandySCAN Max. And we have these nice little clamps for the bars. You can just place them on like that, and then we can attach it to whatever it is you're scanning. So I'm just going to put the scanner around the back here. Okay, and we've got another calibration bar, so we'll grab that, and a couple more clamps. And I'm just going to place this onto the end of the table. Okay, so We've got a little bit of a laser warning. This is a class 2 laser, so it's safe for your eyes, but it just needs to, you just need to be warned. And we have some calibration plates, so we can use these to calibrate the scanner. But we also have integrated calibration now with the new scale bars, so the scanner is calibrating itself in relation to those as well. In the box also we have a calibration certificate, and it just ensures that we meet the specifications that we say the scanner will meet. So the HandySCAN Max is ISO 17025 certified, so it's calibrated in the ISO 17025 laboratory, and it meets a very stringent calibration process. So we also get a little leash for the 3D scanner, which is useful in case you were to drop it. Also in the box we have these little magnetic targets. So let's rub those out. And basically what these do is automatically generate clipping planes for the HandySCAN Max. So these are super useful for, if I'm doing lots of scans on a table like this, I can just place these on the table and it'll automatically create a clipping plane ignoring the table below. And also within the case is a USB with the software already on it, like I said at the start, with the quick start card. We've got the USB already in here, but I would recommend creating a customer account straight away, because you will always be kept up to date with the latest software and licenses. And we also have some targets in the box as well. So it can use 6mm targets as well as 12mm targets. 6mm for the medium range scanning and 12mm for the long range scanning, or the larger standoff distance. Okay, so for now, I'm quite happy with the what I've got out of the box. So we'll just place this down and be careful with everything that's around me. I'll just place this over to the side. Okay, so it's also optional, but we also sell a target accessory kit. So these are just 360-degree targets, obviously with targets all around. And when you scan these, the software will automatically remove them from the scan. And they've got a little magnet on them, which is super useful for just placing onto your objects. Okay. And we can put some on the sides of the bench as well, because I want to be able to capture the scale bar in multiple angles. And maybe just these last ones here. Okay, so we can add more targets later if we want. And we also have this attachment, and it's basically for if we want to attach our phone to the scanner. So we can just place it onto there like that. It clips on, holds on real nicely. And then what you would do is you just buy a quad lock, and you'll be able to then just attach your phone to it. So it's a real simple solution to be able to 3D scan while looking at your phone. And we can just basically mirror your mobile phone to the laptop so you can see what your computer sees. Okay, so the next step is we're going to look at licensing the software. So we're going to jump into the X Elements. And automatically, if you are signed into the online services, your license will download automatically. So up in the top right corner here, we have the online services. Everything's up to date because I'm signed in. If I wasn't signed in, I could go to configure, then options, and then I could go to online services and just connect here using my email and password. Also, if I go to configure, then product manager, you'll see I'm connected down the bottom left corner. If there's any software updates or license changes, you can download those. But typically, all licenses are updated automatically now. The other thing is if you need to add the license manually because you haven't quite got around to making your customer center account, and you just want to get started, you can go to the product manager, click on add new product, browse for the files that you need. So on the USB that came in the box, you can go to configuration first and open that, and then browse for the USB again, and then go to the license folder and open that, and then press OK. Once you've done that, you can close the product manager. Everything will be licensed and good to go. So I'm just going to go and click on next. So you can see in the top right corner, the HandySCAN Max is connected because there's a nice green button in the top right corner. For the HandySCAN Max, we have an automatic shutter now, which is super useful. So it will automatically adjust the shutter speed to suit the color of the surface that you're scanning. So if it's a dark surface, no problem, it just adjusts for you. If it's white, it will go and adjust to the white color. We can use 6mm or 12mm targets. Like I said earlier, we can do a calibration if we wanted to. So if we wanted to use those plates that were inside of the box, we could. Now this is the most interesting thing. We now have 3 different types of working volumes. So if we click on near, you can see it sets the resolution to 1.2mm. And you can see it says that we need to use 6mm targets for the near setting. If we click on the mid-range, you can see it's still 6mm targets, and just so you know that you got to use high reflectivity targets for the HandySCAN Max. And if we go and choose the far, you can see it's going to use 12mm targets. So it's quite interesting, the different modes now. So we're going to just set it to 2mm, and the smart resolution we could just leave as standard. Okay, so now let's get started. So I'm just going to pick up the scanner, and the very first thing you can do is you can hold the big middle button down, and it will ask you or require you to scan the targets first. So we can just hold it about 1 meter away, roughly from the table, and you can see it's starting to collect the targets. And see the green bar on the side? That's the range. So I can go all the way up here and pick up all these targets. And now it's starting to collect the scale bars as well. And once the scale bars go green, that's when you know you've caught enough information. So I'm just coming around from the part, scanning in all directions. Just make sure you're far enough away. So I can be so far away with the HandySCAN Max. It's just so useful. Okay, so once you've collected the targets, you can hold the middle button down, and it will give you a display of how well it's captured those targets. So if I've captured them from enough orientations, they will turn green. So these are targets. They're not actually targets, but oh yes, they are. There's some targets down the side of the bench, so we'll just ignore those. Okay, so once we're done with that, you can then just go and switch to scan surface mode. So if we hold down the button again, it will actually start the scan. So it's a lot more automated now, where it will scan the targets and just instantly switch to scan surface mode. So I'm just going to place a few things onto the table just to give you an idea of, scanning lots of different objects. Okay, and then you just start the scan. So you can see it's ignoring the table because it automatically created a clipping plane. And if I needed to, I could zoom in and just really see what it is that I'm scanning. Pause anytime, go to a different view or orientation, and it automatically will resume where you left off. So it can just be so far away from the part. It's just unbelievable. If there's anywhere that I want to get in high resolution, I can just press the right button on the back of the scanner, and then I can zoom in and just make sure that that particular object I'm capturing all in high res. So you can see I'm just painting it purple, and I know that particular area is going to be in higher resolution. And for the high resolution, you need to be a little bit closer to the object to get the details that you may want. Okay, so once we're finished with that, you need to hold the button down on the back of the scanner again, and that will stop the scan. And then you can just rest it down on its side. So if we have a look now at the parts, you can see we've captured so much detail so quickly. And once we're happy, we can then maybe say, okay, well, actually, I want to just keep that only, this and that, because those are the only things that I wanted to really scan. And then I could go keep only and just delete everything else. And then at this point here, I can hit finalize and get the final mesh straight out of the VxElements. Okay, so the finalization has been done, and you can see we've got some really nice details very quickly. If there's any noise like that, we can easily just do a control and click on what we want to keep again and just keep only what's selected. Just an easy way of just getting rid of floating bits of data. So for such a far away scan, the data is amazing. Okay, let's look at another part. So we'll just go reset that, and we'll just delete that. Actually, I might keep the targets because I want to reuse the table targets so I don't have to scan those again. Make sure that's good. And we're going to put some more dome targets onto the part. Okay, so we're going to use, we'll still use mid-range, and we'll just hit scan surface straight away. So I'd recommend you start from where a target is already on the table, so that you can see those targets, and then come up and just start scanning. I've only got a very limited amount of targets on the back of the door, and it's just scanning beautifully. So I need a couple more, so I might just borrow these targets here, and we'll just put one up here, and maybe just one up here. Okay, so carry on. It's even capturing the roof. So yeah, I don't quite have enough targets up the top, so I'll come back to that. We'll just go from behind. Again, start from where you know some targets are, and then just go up. And again, I might just pinch some targets from down here just to be able to get up a bit further up. I'm just going a bit slow because I've got a limited amount of targets here. Here we go. So the rear side of the door is done. And then again, I'm just going to pinch some more just for the other side. So obviously you want to set it up a bit better than this, where you've got enough targets for everywhere you need to go. But for what I'm just trying to demonstrate, this should be all good. So again, we're going to start where we left off, and then it will pick up the additional targets that we added. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, and we can again keep only what we want to keep. So we'll go keep only. And then we can filter out the stand as well if we needed to. So obviously it's a bit too tall for me to get on top of the part right now. So we'll just hit finalize for the moment. So the next video we're going to do is in a separate video is scan a little car, just to show you the speed of scanning such a large object. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like or a comment, and yeah, looking forward to sharing some more videos with you with the HandySCAN Max.